We have a saying that if you've been through a lot, you've tasted cactus. She says that a couple of times, that it's literally like biting into cactus living here. 75, the civil war. 82, the Israelis came, and then it ended in 92. It was mostly moving within Christian areas, and this was when the divide was becoming quite deep and the war started, and there was a lot of animosity, Christian-Muslim animosity, Palestinian, Lebanese animosity. So things escalated. She moved depending on how where they were welcomed and where their tents were being set on fire. They went to Syria. They went to Syria for 3 years. Omar asked her, "How were you welcomed in Syria?" She said, "We were when we say we were Palestinian, they're like, no, you're Arab, so you belong here." So the Palestinians were extremely well welcomed in Syria. I asked, "Why did you come back?" She said, "Because all our status was here, their papers. Palestinians, wherever they made their first entry point, they had to stay."
This is our final day in Lebanon, and we're staying in Beirut to visit the infamous Shatila camp. Palestinian refugees first settled in Shatila in 1949, so this is not your usual camp. It quickly turned into a ghetto unlike anything we've seen before. Syria was one of the few countries to welcome Palestinians with open arms decades ago, but they were suddenly met with hostility during the civil war. Our guide is Hussam, a well-respected foreman who helps maintain and upgrade people's homes inside the camp. He is very active in the local social life and is in constant dialogue with the many organizations and factions of the camp. This guarantees his safety, and today ours as well. If life in the camp was always chaotic, it has reached new levels with the Syrian crisis. The camp is really just half a square mile, a home to tens of thousands of Palestinians, along with the poorest Syrian refugees who couldn't afford to rent anywhere else in Lebanon. This is one of the families we will visit today.
كان جدا بسوريا، وأبوهم كان بسوريا وأمهم كانت بسوريا. توفى بيهم، ما فيش إلن حدا بسوريا. قاموا تلفنوا لي قالوا بدنا نجيب لك الأولاد، بتديري بالك عليهم والله بنكبهم بالشارع. قلت له لا، أنا أولاد ابني بدي إياهم.
وأمهم وينها؟
تجوزت.
هي وصلتهم لهون؟
هي جابوها تاني عتب تعيش أنا وياها. قال بدها تتجوز وخذ البداديق. عملت لأولادها بداديق. قالت لي أنا ما فيني على البداديق. قلت لها تك، وهي عايشين عندي.
It's fixed 0.5 kilometers square. So all the construction will be automatically upward, vertically, because they can't go horizontally, because the area of the camp can't increase. It's fixed.
No one is helping to manage the expansion.
No. This is one example of the random construction in the camp. 3 months ago, here it was a wide street. One of the drug dealers decided to make a building in the middle of the street, and nobody prevented him. He made his building without any coordination with his neighbors, with any committees. He decided to make this building, and he made it.
بس عاطيني مونة ب130,000، بروح بجيبهم وبطعمين الأولاد.
بيأديكم الأكل؟
يعني من عند الجيران كمان بيشحدونا، هون الجيران أوادم مثل فضلة بيعطونا كمان أكل.
الحجة رب العالمين ميسر عليهم بالنسبة لأولاد المسافرين اللي هي مأجرين، فهن يعني عاطينا الأوضة تقريبا شبه المجاني.
يعني كان ماله منيح، يعني كان كله وسخ وقرف. شو بدي يكون تربايته؟ هون وسخ كله هالمخيم، انت الاختي وسخ. شي بيحشش، شي بيقارن ما بعرف شو بيشبحبوه.
الأولاد بيطلعوا لبرا؟
لا ما بخليني يطلعوا لبرا.
كيف بيلعبوا بالبيت؟
هون بالبيت، لأني ما بخليني يخلطوا مع حدا. وين بدي خليهم؟ بيعرف الأخ تشوف حدا منه ما بيخليهم برا. أنا لا، من المدرسة من عند منادر للبيت سأليهم.
It's informal education, so it's not a proper school. I'm not sure if they actually get certification later on.
No.
It's not certified, so basically it's not they can't go to enroll in a proper school afterwards. It's enough to have, you know, some literacy and some numeracy skills.
Here it's a kindergarten. We are an association called Dreams of Refugees. We have in this kindergarten 300 children from 3 years old to 5 years old, and it's rehabilitated by Habitat Lebanon. It's a problem in all the camps. There is no spaces, safe spaces for children in all the camps. It's unsafe at all because first of all, there are no spaces to play. The random construction in all the camp. Anybody can make any building wherever he wants. The danger of falling for stones or building material, it's always happen. And especially the security, because Shatila camp is famous with drug trade. All people have weapons. If any very simple conflict can easily convert it to shooting.
She's saying that these are falling apart, and she's actually feeling the impact in her house that it's shifting.
So what's falling apart?
That part of the pillars and the ceiling, because it's not just falling apart, it's actually it could collapse any moment, and it's pulling at the other foundations.
بشتغل بالترميمات ما بين السنجرية، الكهرباء، المي، هاي الأمور. عندي علاقات مع كل الفصائل، مع كل التنظيمات، الحمد لله، حتى مع الجمعيات ما عندي أي مشاكل مع أي إنسان فيه.
شو دور الفصائل وهالجمعيات؟
دور الفصائل بهيدا الشيء هي قضية حمايته. هو اللي بيحكي مع الأمن، وبالنسبة للإزبالة، بالنسبة للتموين، قضية العمال، قضية إنه أشوف الطلابة، أشوف البيوت اللي ممكن هايلة للسقوط، بتنهد على بيوت على رؤوس البشر.
يعني هن شبه مثل حكومتك.
صحيح، هن حكومتك داخلي تخيل.
يعني يشيلوا حالهم، إن شاء الله بتجيهم أيام حلوة يعني. هذا اللي بدي إياه، يعني يصيروا دكاترة، آنسات، يعني أي شيء. بتمنى أن هيك يصيروا ويتجوزوا والله يستر عليهم. يشتغلوا، يعيشوا حالهم، ما يعوزوا حدا يعني
اللي بساعده على قدر اللي أنا بقدر فيه. يعني ممكن أيام أكون أنا بدي مساعدة بس ما بقدر أقول لحدا. نظر الناس إني أنا بقدر أساعد الناس. وممكن أتجرأ إني أجي أخانق إكرامتك، بس ما بتجرأ إني أخانق إكرام الناس. ليش بعمل هالشيء؟ ما فيني أقول لك ليش، لأني أنا ما بعرف ليش، بس بعرف إنه هيدا واجب علي، إنه هيدي العائلة لازم تتساعد بهاي الدرجة.